Hey guys, my name is Ray, and today's the day I tell you guys why I think that Rhaegar Targaryen will make or break Robert's Rebellion. Hey guys.
Burn them all!
Where's my sister?
Today's the day.
They have no idea what's going to happen.
So ever since the season finale of season 6, everyone has had one thing on their head, that Game of Thrones is almost ending. And sure, I had the same thing, right? Because I make videos off of these and I enjoy making these videos. But everyone is always looking for what's next. And yes, HBO has Westworld, but Game of Thrones is Game of Thrones. And all of us have been thinking, what will they do? Will they do a spin-off or a prequel? And I've heard a lot about this. And even though a lot of people tend to believe that we might get something, let's say, for example, like the original Long Night or The Dance with the Dragons, Blackfire Rebellion, Dunk and Egg, I tend to lean more towards Robert's Rebellion. And it's for a few simple reasons. One of them being that it is the closest piece to its current time in where we saw Robert's Rebellion occurring, right? Because we see that a lot of the characters and a lot of the circumstances that we are seeing now in the show are consequences and side effects of what happened during Robert's Rebellion. And I believe that there were a lot of big events that happened during this time. And another thing is that when you really look at it, Game of Thrones has been made by the cast. The cast of Game of Thrones is so fucking awesome, and that's like the only word. And sorry I cussed, but that's how it's gonna be, because it really is. The cast of Game of Thrones is perfect for the show. It is perfectly cut, because it's not like this medieval fantasy where people are like exaggerated or they're just based off of looks. It's more substance to me, and I really appreciate a lot of these actors and the way that they portray their characters. Especially me, because I started seeing the show before I actually read the books. So me personally, I tend to lean towards I like the casting more than I dislike it. Even though Kit Harington is a bit too short, I think, to play Jon Snow, but, you know, whatever. He's the Jon Snow we have. And we have already seen a few times that they have casted or recasted characters. For example, we saw the same with Tommen. Tommen was recasted. It was Kevin Lannister's son that was killed. Then they casted him as Tommen, and that was a great move right there, because the actor who plays Tommen did a great job there. And then you also have the Mountain. Like, we saw the Mountain have some more dialogue in season 2 and 3 and whatnot, but in season 1 it was a totally different actor as well. Then when you look forward to when the battle versus the Viper, I cannot imagine that none of those other two dudes playing the Mountain like this guy does. That guy outside of Game of Thrones will always be known as the Mountain, and that is why they are awesome casting. So for the same reason, I think that anything that they would do, like spin-off or prequel, they would have to get the casting right. And we did see some of the casting for, let's say, for example, a young Ned, a Lyanna, and all these other past experiences. We saw a young Howland Reed. And I feel that that is a big inclination of how well they did that Tower of Joy scene. To me, it makes me lean towards the fact that I believe that we will get a Robert's Rebellion. But even though the Tower of Joy was done so well, there's still one thing we never got. Like the biggest piece of Robert's Rebellion, and it is Rhaegar. Because Rhaegar basically set up the current events of A Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. Like, everything that is happening now is basically like repercussions of what Rhaegar did and how, everything went down after what he did. So to me, he's like the biggest piece in everything. And I believe that if we were to get a spin-off of it, they would have to get the casting down so perfectly. And that's why I think that they're doing it little by little. And they're getting character by character and, little by little introducing these characters so that we don't judge them overall by like the scene, and that we judge them more by the actor and the character. Because Rhaegar could make or break Robert's Rebellion when you look at it. You look at the simple fact that if Rhaegar doesn't come across as likable and, like, you know what I mean, like lovable, like they because all we hear is people describing Rhaegar. We hear Robert say that he does not like Targaryens. He would kill every one of them because of what they did to Lyanna. They kidnapped her and they raped her. And then you have Barristan Selmy, and you hear Ser Jorah, and they talking about how noble he was, how the people loved him, how he sang. So they make him up to be like this Jon Snow meets Justin Bieber meets emo, I don't know what. So, it's going to be crazy. And it's so hard because they've hyped Rhaegar up so much within the show to Daenerys and other characters that I think the casting for it would be extremely hard to get down point. Like Robert Aramayo, the guy who played young Ned, that dude is a beast. Like, he studied at Juilliard. I've seen some of his other work. I'm a big fan. And I really hope that they do Robert's Rebellion. And I would like to see some of the other characters from this time as well. Like, for example, Ashara Dane. And, I don't know. It's just piques my interest. But I'm more curious, guys. Do you think that the casting of Rhaegar Targaryen will make or break the possibilities of Robert's Rebellion? If you do, or if you don't, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think. And like I said, remember to turn on your notifications so you guys could receive my content when I drop it, because I have been a bit sporadic lately. As always, guys, it's a true pleasure. My name is Ray, and peace.